Before I made the Striker Blade YouTube channel, I uploaded a video reviewing the Survivor XB by Hailboxing, which is this car that you see in front of you. That video has gotten quite a lot of views, around 5,000 or 6,000, but I recorded it in 2015 on my cell phone, so the quality is pretty awful and the audio isn't very good either. So I figured I'd do an updated version of that video and share with you guys this awesome little remote control car. There are two versions of this car. There is a brushed version and a brushless. Mine is the brushless, so you get a more powerful motor. This one goes about 25 miles an hour, so it's very quick, faster than the brushed version would be. Now on the picture here on the box, this shows the brushed model, and you can tell because of the heat sink and the suspension here is a little different. You can see on mine how the suspension here is a little different material, and these are actually adjustable, so these will turn, allowing you to adjust the compression and rebound of the suspension. Other than those two differences, the brushed and brushless version are basically the same. I purchased this one for a few reasons. One, I think it's one of the coolest looking RC cars that I've ever seen. I love how the tires look and different treads on the back. Just how it looks from every angle is pretty cool with the wing on it and all of that. It is a brushless model, so pretty quick as well. And then it comes with lithium-ion batteries, so it has plenty of power to power the motor. My initial impressions of this car is it's quite durable. Everything feels really solid. The material that all of the arms and linkage and body is made out of is all quite solid, but it is a very inexpensive Chinese product, so there are some flaws on it. For example, when I got it, the suspension on this wheel was a little tight. The pieces here were not freely moving, so sometimes the wheel would kind of get caught on the axle here, and it's a little hard to see, but basically the wheels were wobbling as it was spinning. On the back you can see that there's different notches here to attach the suspension to. I think by default it comes attached to this link right here, which actually makes the car sit kind of like this, which is very low on the ground. It doesn't get very much suspension travel that way, so I recommend moving this link over to the closest one here, which will allow the car to sit a little bit higher. I made the same adjustment up front as well. It comes in this middle link, and I moved it over here to the closest one so that the suspension has more travel. The remote on here is pretty simple. You have adjustments for throttle and steering trim, and then you have your forwards. If you're driving forward and you pull back, is your brake, and then if you pull back from a stop, it will go in reverse, and then your progressive scan steering wheel. The car is powered by two of these lithium-ion batteries. When I purchased it, I decided to get some extra batteries so I could drive it back to back, and you'll notice that some of these batteries say 1100 milliamp hours and other batteries say 850 milliamp hours. So if you do decide to get some extra batteries, make sure you don't get them confused, because if you put a 850 milliamp hour with a 1100 milliamp hour battery, one of these is going to die first, and the car is still going to run because this will have some juice in it, and this battery will pretty much get trashed. So be very careful if you do decide to get some extra batteries. The batteries go right underneath the car on each side, so this pops up, this pops off, and then we'll go ahead and put in some batteries, just like that, put the cover back on, and next to that is the power switch right here. So we have the car on and connected here to the remote, so let's go ahead and take it out to drive. So here's some things that I've noticed when I drive this car. I think the batteries that I have in it right now might not be in the best condition, because sometimes if I give it full throttle, and I'm not going full throttle right now, but it'll give it like full power and then it kind of like pulses. So if you listen to the car, so you hear how it went like full power and then it kind of like paused for a second, and then it gave it full power again. So I'm not really sure what causes that, but it does. And I've noticed that if I'm driving kind of quick and cornering, it has a lot of body roll. Now it's only the body in the center that's moving, so not the wheels or the tires that it's leaning on. But it kind of rolls over on itself on the inside. It's kind of weird. It grips really well, but I think if I drive it too much, you'll see how it's kind of ripping off a little bit on the outsides. So maybe get an extra set of tires too. One other quirk that this car has that I'm not really sure if it's supposed to do or not, but the steering servo, if I move the steering wheel all the way one direction, you can hear the motor just kind of spin up, and sometimes it gets a little locked. I'm not sure if it's a feature or if it's supposed to do that or not. And lastly, I've been driving radio controlled toys for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years now. And I'm really not sure how this car lets you know that the battery is low. Like, other than it slows down, it doesn't really have any flashing lights or beeping sounds like a drone might have. And these are lithium-ion batteries, so I imagine they're not really supposed to be drained fully. I can tell that this battery is low because it's starting to do that, like, pulsing with the throttle. It does grip really well though, so I love that. I love the four-wheel drive. It's a lot of fun to play with, so definitely a recommendation from me. Obviously, it's not one of those RC cars that are, you know, $300, $400, but for around $100, it's a lot of fun to play with. So that about wraps up things for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, tell your friends about the channel. We'll see you guys next video.